Hey, what is going on, guys? Hope you all had a wonderful weekend and hope you have another great trading week like we've had in the last couple weeks. Can't always promise the big ones, but we're momentum traders, so if we catch the momentum that everyone else is going after, then we can start seeing those, as well as great data that helps us, even though that's not one of our focuses. So it can help us and it can hurt us. All right, DRRX, guys. This one was a pick the other week. It didn't go up as much, but it's starting to trend up now. RSI and CCI are looking good. Our Rune indicator looks good. It's at the 100 on the green on top and the red's going down, which tells us it's going to be starting a new uptrend here. Resistance right there around the 250 mark. So this one should be an easy 5%. Still got a little bit of room to accumulate. ADX is pretty solid. Shaking money flow has been getting bought up, not as much, but the MACD is crossing over this positive zero line, which is really good. And volume has been consistent. If we look it up on the trend spider here on the daily versus the weekly, crossed over. It's the resistance the last about week and a half here. Past resistance, now it's becomes a support. That's about 192 line. With now new resistance up about 242. Then we have on the hourly chart, we're going to have resistance around 223, 222, with a support about 203. So, it's a current price about 208. You can grab at 205 or even it bounces down on this 203 mark. Good position to be in, good price action, good volume on this one. Should be a really good week on this one. PDLI, one of my favorites this week. All the indicators are really looking good. We go over the same ones, RSI, CCI. It's trending, has strength. It's coming out of a downtrend. So the Arun, the red on top, and when the red's on top of the 100 and the green is more towards the zero, it has a downtrend. So the important part is that Arun here the last 2 weeks ago bounced off that 70 line. So that was an uptrend, and when it bounced off, that means it went into a downtrend. And since the green has since then gone down, the new downtrend on here will show us a new uptrend for this one. It has had increasing volume, a lot of room to accumulate, a lot of price action, a lot of volatility with this one. Shaking money flow this last few days has really got bought into, so people are looking at this one to go up. Full stochastics crossed over the 20, looking its way up. Great slope on that one, and same with the MACD turning up to go over. I think we had this one priced out about 275 for your target entry. Let me go back to the chart. Excuse me. Yeah, end of the day on Friday at 276. It did have, I think, as a center 2 after hours on Friday. So people were still looking into this one. Actually, let's go to the 1 minute chart so we can look at Friday more closely. Okay, so did have about 1 million shares bought up within the last 15 minutes. Huge volume there. Another 150,000 right at the last minute of the day, which drove this price up. So people got in, and someone wants some action with this one. So let's go over to the trend spider now for PDLI. So you can see down here on the hourly chart, last 2 weeks ago it's crossed over this 267 mark and it's racing up to this 290 mark. So even if it doesn't cross this 290, which we hope it does, because up here it's over 310. It's not getting it, but about over 310. Even at the 290 mark, you're making your 5%. And looking about 317, 315 over here on the resistance for the weekly, right? So looking really strong. All the indicators are pointing up at it. And a lot of these trend lines are pointing towards about a 320 consensus, roughly. So really good potential with this one. Ears, last week this was on our second list. The RSI and CCI, they're a little low. The one thing I like about this is the Arun. It's coming out of another downtrend, looking to start a new uptrend. So 121 I say is a pretty good buy. Again, we can see here with the accumulation, people sold it off, and hence why you have another downtrend. Little bumps here and there with people picking it up. This one last week, even though I got it in around 128, I believe it was, because that was our buy. It looked good then, but just didn't take off. People have bought it up, and you haven't really seen it gone down below about 119. Has some resistance around there. So it has its past areas where it can spike in volume over 2 million or so. Let me go to the trend spider. Ooh. So we look down here at the hour. Ooh, there we go. Now it wants to give us the right chart. Excuse me. So this blue horizontal line here, zoom in a little further. So it does have support down here, 96 cents. Typically don't like to go below $1 just because you're going to be charged more with your fees. So those of you with a smaller account, it's going to eat up your percentages. But do not think this one's going to be there because people bought it up, and it's going to sit around 121, 119. And it has the room to go. We just need the volume all the way up. Shoot, $6 is the daily versus weekly resistance line. So a lot of room to accumulate on this one. We go back to the chart. And it's had its spike here back in early May. Had another spike at the end of March here. So it does have a hot day, guys. It's, you know, pick your point to sell it and sell it. HSGX, solid RSI CCI. Looks like it's finding a new uptrend. So once this red line on the rune goes down, it just crossed over, which is a really good sign. Room to accumulate. ADX is pretty solid, and the chicken wind flow is over 0, and the MACD is swinging up over there. So a little bit of increasing volume over the last few days. HSGX. Excuse me. Again, we're technical swing traders, guys, for you out there that are new to seeing us. Down here on the hourly chart, guys. So last week it broke this resistance, this 270 resistance. So it's climbing its way up to this 316 mark. So easy, I would say 5%. Remember, I always say 5% because that's our goal. 5%. Can't get more than that in a CD mutual fund a year. So, or even shoot, get it a week. So great 5% on this one. AMPE. This one I like a lot because it looks like it's just coming out of a downtrend, and that's why the RSI and CCI just started picking up. This one could be a good one to hold maybe for next week as well, or the following week, you know, depending on the price action and volume this week. So the red was up at 100 and on the Arun, and the green was down at 0, which signified a solid downtrend where it's trying to find its bottom. Looks like it has, and that's why the red has gone down into 68, and it's kind of moving sideways here the last few days. A lot of room to accumulate. The ADX is starting to look good. Gonna be watching this one this week. Maybe might not get in on Monday. Maybe not even Tuesday. Maybe Wednesday it'll start picking up, but we will watch this one. Talk about it in our chat room. Maybe do another midweek video and another overview of the indicators like we did last week, and kind of see the changes in this to see if it's picked up enough for us to grab a buy and swing. And again, maybe this is the end of the week buy and we have to swing it into next week, but it has a lot of potential here. I think this one we have at a 189 target entry price. I think these videos are getting shorter. So again, even by the technicals, I say it's swinging down at the bottom. Right here, looking at the trend lines, it's hitting support here, right around 178. It's just right in that support. So we're looking at to swing it up around $3 again. Even with a 5% of that, it's if you got a 189 buy, right, you only can look at $2 to sell. So it has potential. Again, this one might be a midweek, late week buy to swing into next week and even grab more percentages than it has, than we could this week, that is. Again, on the hourly, a lot of resistances to break through, but as long as the volume's there, we'll get through it. Shoot, last one, SESN. So we played this one last week, guys. From a 228 buy. We did have a target entry of 250, but it dropped on Monday, I believe it was, and grabbed it at 228, rode it all the way back to 280. So I believe that was almost the high for the week. Got about 22% gains on this one, which is super solid. So I hope you all made it there. So even if you grabbed it, maybe if you put a Sunday order buy in for 250, maybe Monday, Tuesday you didn't feel so well, but towards Wednesday you rose to 280 and you still got a solid just over 10%, right? So if you sold it at 275 to 280, you got over 10%, which you can't complain on a 10% gain. Great stuff there. Did have decreasing volume. The Arun tells me it's again getting out of a downtrend, which it had a little spike here. So we should see the CCI and RSI go up at the beginning of the week. Again, the Chaikin looks really solid and gone up. This one has been past history, just looking at the chart, it stays in the green in the Chaikin with very minor dips. It's a positive sign to look at with the company. Just the strength of the company and strength of the overall trading and volatility and price action of this one. MACD is still above zero. Hopefully we see another swing up on this one. A lot of volume, so again, price action and volatility with this one super solid. Again, 248 buy. We're going to get in at 260 for our 5%. But if we take a look at this one again on our the TrendSpider, again, guys, I'm not affiliated with TrendSpider. I just their conviction on the way they draw their trend lines matches my conviction, and that's why I am a high proponent of it. So find what works best for you guys. This one I really like. So it did earlier last week bounce off its support about 140. Oh, excuse me. What is that? Here we go. 153. Oops. Maybe it dipped. Yeah, 153. So that was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Well, that was the past Friday. So since Monday, it's gone up. Excuse me. I am tripping here. That was Tuesday, May 29th. So it's gone up, and then last week it's kind of rode flat. So we see this rode flat, and that's where we grabbed it about the 280. Kind of bounced down, so it still has room to go up to $3. Right here, this golden uptrend line here on the hourly, and it's right in that up. So it's right at the 248, 250 mark, riding it up. So as long as it stays above 250 come Monday, we should still see it stay above it. If it breaks down, maybe we won't grab it and have to switch to one of our B-list picks. If you're not on our list, if our subscribers get a second list of 6 stocks that are also highly volatile and have a lot of price action. That's to our subscribers only. Hope you have a great trading week, guys. DRRX, PDLI, ERAS, HSGX, AMPE, SESN. Hope we have another great week, guys. See you in the chat room this week, and we'll talk to you later.